Hello and welcome to World Travel Plus. I'm Cliff Brock. Today's adventure is in western North Carolina. We're going to go down the Waterfall Byway and show you a series of very pretty waterfalls that are easily accessible by anyone who can walk a moderate to easy trail.
Well, Mitt, we're in the Great Waterfall Byway of western North Carolina. It is a beauty.
Highway 64 that runs through western North Carolina and Tennessee is just absolutely stunning. And within just a few miles, you find these wonderful waterfalls.
I can't wait to get on the road and see more of them.
Let's go.
Let's go.
We're in the Nantahala National Forest today. I'm Cliff Brock and we're on our waterfall excursion along Highway 64 in southern North Carolina. Our first stop today in the Mountain Waters Scenic Byway is Coolasauga Falls, part of the Coolasauga River in the Nantahala National Forest. Coolasauga is a Cherokee word that means sweet locust, and I can't speak to the locusts, but I can say that this is a sweet one. It's right on Highway 64, although it is a hike to get up to the falls. Well, actually, I should say down to the falls, but it is worth the walk. It is a pretty one. This 200-foot drop comes in a 2.2 mile hike. The hike is well marked, a wide, comfortable path, but it does have its ups and downs. I'm here at Quarry Falls in southern North Carolina. It's the second in a series of falls that we'll bring to you in this series. Pretty falls, weekday, and lots of people out enjoying the waterfalls and the swimming hole. Like to join them, but I think we better keep on our route if we're going to get all these waterfalls along Highway 64 to you today. Just west of Highlands, North Carolina. By the way, a very pretty stop, not very touristy, but a very classy, nice community. Stop, have lunch, and enjoy part of this part of the United States. But just west of Highlands is Quarry Falls. Now, in the high water time, it looks more like a rapid than a waterfall. But it is very nice. It has a very large pool at the bottom of the falls. You can see the kids using a haul rope to get up the slope and then sliding down into that large pool. There's a nice sandy area at the bottom for parents or people who don't want to slide down the rock into the pool to just enjoy a day in a waterfall. The waterfall is known locally as Mud Butt Falls or Bust Your Butt Falls, so you can take your choice. The third in our series of waterfalls along the Mountain Waters Scenic Byway is Dry Falls. It's called that because unless it's high water season, you can walk behind the falls, and that's really fun. This is the third falls in our series. It's part of the Coolasauga Gorge. It's a 75-foot drop. It's the first in our waterfall series that allows you to walk behind the waterfall. This is a pretty one. It's right off of Highway 64. It's an easy walk, although there are a lot of stairs to come down to get down to the waterfall. Dry Falls just sits about 2 miles from Highlands, North Carolina, so it's very popular during the daytime. It's a relatively easy walk, but it's worth the walk to get down and see this one. This may be one of the most popular waterfalls in the sequence of falls, so be prepared. In the summertime at the height of the season, there may even be people directing traffic. It can be a problem for parking, so be very, very careful. You don't want to get hit on the road trying to get down to the falls. We visited on a very hot summer day, lots of people, but not overcrowded. One of the delights on a day that probably crowded 90 was being able to get to the bottom, sit down in the mist of the water. It's a delight. After that cool mist, coming out is less of a delight, but not difficult. Well, that's Dry Falls. It's a beauty. Let me tell you, coming down the steps is much more fun than coming up the steps. You need to be in decent shape if you're going to come down to Dry Falls. It's a lot of stairs to come up, but it is well worth the trek. This is Bridal Veil Falls, the fourth in our series of waterfalls today. Another of the waterfalls, sort of thin, that you can walk behind, but it's still fun to walk behind the waterfall.
The falls is fun. It's only 45 feet tall. As you can see, it's a little on the wispy side, and for years it was the only waterfall in the state of North Carolina that you could drive behind. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case. Well, even in the most exciting outing, there comes a time when you've got to stop for lunch. We found this little restaurant at the intersection of 64 and 106. It turned out to be a delightful venue. The food was good, the company was good. We would heartily recommend this restaurant if you're going to be on the waterfall byway to look at these waterfalls.
I am at Los Vaqueros, and I am having the especial quesadilla, which is absolutely the best quesadilla I have ever put in my mouth.
Show us.
Chicken, spinach, mushrooms, cheese, just wonderful.
We're in Los Vaqueros. It's the junction of 106 and 64. If you do the waterfall tour, this is the place to stop for lunch. The portions are ample. I recommend the chili verde. It is very good. The salsa is one of the best I've had. We're in the southeast, but I've spent most of my time in the southwest and sampled lots of salsas. The salsa is made in-house here. The staff is friendly, the food is good, the venue is clean. We recommend this as your luncheon stop if you do the Highway 64 waterfall tour. Glen Falls is the fifth of our waterfalls today, and quite honestly, we're starting to wear out a little bit. Fortunately, this trail is not a bad one. Mid is managing it pretty well.
I think I look like I'm managing it better than I actually was. This is a 2-mile round-trip walk, so you need to be very careful and light-footed. Watch where you're going.
We've got one more to go. I'm glad we didn't bring much equipment. The trail's not too bad, but it's still going to be a hike to get down to the falls. It'll be worth it. At this time of day, I think the gradual slope to the trail getting down to the falls is a good thing. We've been at this since about 9 o'clock this morning. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And as Mid said, we're starting to wear down. Glen Falls is a nice one. It's kind of a sane falls. It's a triple falls, but it's a very gradual, gentle, easy 400-foot drop. Rainbow Falls Trail and down to the falls is the sixth and final falls for this day's adventure. It's getting to be late in the afternoon. We're really starting to tire out. Parking is not difficult here at all. This is an easy one. The trail is far. It's a couple of miles or more down to the waterfall. And I want to confess that because we were so tired when we got down there, we didn't spend a lot of time at the falls. We're not going to show you a terribly good take on the waterfalls. The photography's not very good. The lighting was bad because it was by the time I got down to the waterfalls, it was probably 6 or crowding 7 o'clock in the evening. So the sun rays were long. You're not getting I'm not doing justice to this waterfall. Everybody that I've talked to and what little I saw of it, this is a beauty. I do not do it justice here. I hope you'll have an opportunity to come and look at this waterfall, and that we'll have an opportunity to come back and see it again to show you a better take on Rainbow Fall. We had planned to do 8 waterfalls in our day, Rainbow Falls being the last one. Rainbow Falls is easy to get to. It's a well-maintained trail, lots of up and down. It's about 1 1/4 mile to get back to it. But I must tell you, after a day, we had planned to do 8 waterfalls. We ended up doing 6, and Rainbow was the last one. It was near the end of the day, 4:30, 5 o'clock, and honestly, I was tired. Mid headed back to the car, and I said, no, I'm going to press on. I really want to see what this falls look like. It was worth it. It's beautiful along the trail, even as exhausted as I was. I'd love to get in here with a trout rod and do some fishing on this waterfall. It's a long walk. some up and down, but I was just really too tired. I think we were just overly ambitious to think that we could do 8 waterfalls in one day. The 6th one was just about the end of the old gas tank for me. But I must tell you, when you get back there, although the light was bad, it was late afternoon and our photography's not very good, this waterfall is worth seeing. It's in several levels and it's a beauty. So I'm going to recommend it. We're going to try to come back another time and do this waterfall again. But in the meantime, it's going to have to wait until we get our batteries recharged.